Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
Single best idea is if you're in the equity market, follow bonds. You learn this always the hard way by enjoying losing money. It's an inverse relationship, price up, yield down, price down, yield up. And this morning, decidedly, it was price up, yield down. There was some real tension in the market in the 5, 6, 7 a.m. hour. It got a little bit better, but frankly, as the markets open, as we tape this, not so nice out there. We'll have to see. We had some good voices to talk to. The first one we talked to was Holger Schmieding, just definitive at Berenberg Bank with a wonderful transatlantic perspective. Holger Schmieding on tariffs.
Of course, the U.S. tariffs are not yet fully reflected in U.S. consumer prices. There is some further upward pressure on U.S. consumer prices to come. Also, many raw materials are telling a very different story, namely that global inflation pressures will stay a little elevated or could rise over time. And longer term, simply labor shortages on both sides of the Atlantic and also longer term in China, labor shortages will probably mean in the end a rebound in wage pressures. Perhaps not immediately, but say next year and thereafter. So I would not bet too much on global disinflation.
Holger Schmieding of Berenberg Bank this morning. Dan Skelly joined us from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Really interesting discussion here about the allocation now, but particularly about the stress of AI. Let's listen.
Number one, I think it's one of these many examples of dissonance at the moment. On the one hand, the market is fearful over AI spending. On the other hand, the market's saying software is going to be disrupted. So I can't explain that one in terms of efficacy versus disruption. And look, I would say not all software, not to be that completely out of consensus, but not all software is created equal.
Dan Skelly here in a 4-day work week. He's with Morgan Stanley as well. PCE inflation, the back end of the week. Michael McKee saying that's a key economic data point for maybe a Fed on pause. We will see. We'll have all in economics, finance, investment, and international relations for you through this week. On podcasts, on Apple, on Spotify, on YouTube podcasts. It's Single Best Idea.